fun folds can create such drama on a card. And I'm here to tell you they can be very quick and easy to make also. Just like this one that I'm going to share with you today. Hi, I'm Linda Anderson from Linda Lou Creates, and I'm so happy you joined me. Check out the fun fold portion of this fall themed card right here on the front. Pretty fun. The products featured on this card come from the Come to Gather suite found in the holiday catalog by Stampin Up. So let me go over the supplies and the measurements of things that you're going to need to create that card. First up, I'm going to call this my card base. This is Pretty Peacock cardstock, and it measures 5.5 by 4.25. Then I have a piece of the Come Together Designer Series paper. This measures 4 by 5.25. Next up, the fun fold portion of the card. First up, again, Pretty Peacock, and you'll see I've already attached some of the tear and tape onto the back of this. Now, this measures 8.5 across by 3 inches wide. The score line here is at 4.25, where I've scored and folded. Now I've pulled out another piece of the Designer Series paper from the Come Together pack, and this one measures 4 inches by 2 3/4. Now for the inside, I also have a piece of Whisper White. It measures the same thing as that piece of Designer Series paper, 4 inches by 2 3/4. Now this is just a leftover piece that I had when I was cutting at my Designer Series paper. I think this is like 1/2 inch wide. I cut it down to be 2 3/4 wide, and there I've just decorated the inside of my card. I'm leaving it blank, that way I can write just a quick little thank you message or happy Thanksgiving, any of the above then. So this is for my insides. A couple other things you're going to need is just a piece of scrap white paper, or cardstock rather, and some ribbon. My ribbon on the card here, let me bring it back in, is part of the Come Together ribbon combo pack. So the one that I used on the card, and then there's also this fabulous Cajun Craze linen thread. That one's pretty awesome too. So, but I'm going to use this one here instead. So let me set all of this aside. My ink colors, I'm going to go again with Pretty Peacock. The sentiment here, that's Gray Granite that I have there. Let me bring in the stamp set then for you. Again, the Come Together suite has this awesome bundle. It is the Gather Together stamp set along with the Gathered Leaves dies. Tying these two together, you'll save 10% that way. So it's pretty awesome. I love the leaves. Not only do they cut out, but they also emboss. Gorgeous leaves then you'll have. I used this larger leaf right here to cut out my leaf here. So let me get started then and show you what I did. So first off, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this paper down, and again, like I said, I'm calling that my card base, just because, I mean, it's the measurements of a card base. So even though it doesn't open like a typical card, it's just a quarter, or I guess half of a card. So there we go on that. Now let's get the fun fold portion done up. Again, let me get to the front of this as well. I'm going to get my Designer Series paper on here. I love the polka dots because they go with anything. All right, and then while I have it, I'm going to also do the inside of my card. Get that put in too. Okay. And real quick, just because it's a little bit easier to handle before I actually attach it down. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you went ahead and attached this down and then, oh no, I forgot my ribbon, that's fine. I just like to kind of play with it a little bit before I actually adhere it down. So, all right. all I'm going to do is tie a simple knot on this. So holding it and grab it. There we go. Okay. You can play with it and make it the way you like it. So let me go ahead and the one thing I didn't bring along here, my scissors. There we go. And just trim this off. Okay. Then I always kind of eyeball it, because I'm never even the first time around with my tails. So I like my tails on the shorter side. That's totally up to you how long you want to make those tails. All right, so here we go. Let me go ahead and pull off the back. I like using tear and tape when it comes to my fun fold cards. The reason being, the recipient is going to be just simply wowed by this and at how fun it actually is to open this card up. So it's going to get a lot of wear and tear. So that's why I like to use a heavy duty adhesive like the tear and tape. So, okay. So here we go. And just center that up and press it down. Pretty simple so far, huh? Well, let me show you how we're going to finish up the rest of it. So, scrap piece of paper. This is where I'm going to stamp my leaf and my sentiment. So, I'm pulling out now the Pretty Peacock ink and the leaf. And I love this leaf. I really do. Now, what I did with mine was the second generation stamping. So, what that means is you're going to ink it up, stamp it off on some scrap paper, and then come to your cardstock and stamp it on. It just really lightens up the color then. It's not quite as dark. So I really do like doing that. I would run this through then my die cut machine, and that's what I end up with. I went ahead and I put some dimensionals on the back of that. Now for the sentiment, I have the Season of Thanks. Let me get my gray granite ink pad, and it's actually, this piece for the sentiment strip is actually 3/4 of an inch wide by 3 inches long. So just go ahead, stamp it down, cut it out, and there's your sentiment strip then. So it's that simple. So really it's just those two items that end up getting stamped. So again, I already have that one done as well. So let's go ahead and get this put together now. Dimensionals, of course, on the back of this, and I'm going to adhere it right down to the front of this, the fun fold portion. Okay, and then the leaf, I did have like a portion of the one of the parts of the leaf overlapping. So if you're going to do that, be aware of where you're going to put your dimensionals. You don't want to have a dimensional here if you're going to overlap it on something that's already popped up. It just wouldn't then lay flat. So as you can see, this is the area that's going to be overlapping, and it doesn't have any dimensionals on that. So let me go ahead and get this. The dimensional queen. I do love to use my dimensionals. So on it goes. And there we are with another of the fun fold cards. This time using the Come Together suite. Love it. I hope you do too. I want to thank you so much for watching, and if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. That way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. Visit me on my blog, lindaloucreates.com, for even more projects and a chance to sign up for my newsletter. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you get a chance to create today. Bye now.